I turned down a $200 catering job to launch my own business. 3 months later, my ex-bosses begged me to come back, but now I am her client. Everyone thought I was insane walking away from a senior marketing director position at Atlas Media. And the company I'd spent 6 years climbing through aisle for what? A risky start with no funding and just my savings to burn through. My girlfriend called it a midlife crisis at 30. My parents stopped mentioning my career at family gatherings. My former colleagues sent job openings to my cell weekly, but I knew exactly what I was doing. Atlas had become toxic. Our CMO Victoria shot down every innovative campaign idea while taking credit for the successful ones. The final straw came during the quarterly review when she presented my entire strategy as her own to the executive team that night. I drafted my resignation letter. The meeting with Victoria was exactly what I expected. 'Tis a mixture of shock, attempted guilt trips, and finally a counteroffer. Name your number, she said, sliding a blank check across the table. $200,000, I replied, knowing it was absurdly high, EBS nearly double my current salary. Her face tightened, but she nodded. Done. I pushed the check back. No, that's not my counter. That's me telling you what I'm about to be worth. The first 2 months of my agency were brutal, sleepless nights, dwindling savings, and constant self-doubt. My specialization in bar marketing campaigns for luxury brands was niche, but I built solid relationships with mid-level managers at several companies. The boardroom came unexpectedly. Vogue featured one of my small clients' products. Sheba an avalanche of interest. 3 more luxury brands signed within weeks by month. 3 had hired 4 employees and moved into a real office. Then my phone rang with the familiar number. Why Atlas Media? Not Victoria, but the CEO himself. Their quarterly results had tanked. Their biggest client, Lutz Kozvech, was threatening to leave. We need your expertise, he admitted. Victoria mentioned you might consult. I smiled. My consulting fee is $15,000 per Dalton 3-day minimum plus performance bonuses. There was a pause. That's steep. Actually, it's a discount. I am turning away clients at $20,000. 2 days later, I walked into my old office building as a consultant rather than an employee. The conference room fell silent when I entered. Victoria sat at the far end, jaw clenched. I laid out my strategy to salvage their Lux campaign. After I finished, Victoria spoke first. We could have done this in-house. The CEO silenced her with a look, then turned to me. When can you start? I already have, and my team will take it from here. I gestured to my 3 associates waiting outside as I walked out. Victoria followed me to the elevator. You could have had security here, she muttered, and risk alienating your biggest client further. I smiled. Remember, Victoria, miss, I am not your employee anymore. I am your lifeline. Rhetoric Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.